Done. And there we are. We are live. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Rabbi Brian. This is approximately the 231st of these Saturday gathering, Saturday services. It's not just me here. I'm joined by a whole group of people. There they are. There's people. People wave, say hi. You know what we haven't done in a while? We haven't done that thing. Turn to the left, wave to the box next to you. Well, that's good. It worked for Holly and Kip perfectly on my screen. That's good. Okay, how about up and down? Do a hello. Okay, there's our calisthenics. Good job, group. This is the Saturday service. I'm ordained as a rabbi, and I've been having this conversation with a few people. I confuse my colleagues who sometimes ask me, so, Brian, how many Jews come to the services that you run? And I say, I don't exactly count. You know, it's not a thing. And I didn't understand when I taught math for a lot of years. And when I taught math, I continued to use my title Rabbi, and the kids would call me Rabbi Brian, or often they would call me Mr. Rabbi, because that's what the kids did. And I knew I was a rabbi teaching the kids when I taught math. I was a rabbi. And then I got a little destabilized in the past few months from some colleagues asking me, so how many Jews come to your Saturday morning service? And I realized that it doesn't matter how many Jews come to my Saturday morning service, that the service is about... it's about gathering. I've stop. Okay. I'm going to start that all over again. I was texting with Maria. Hi, Maria. Maria, who's running tech for us today. Thank you so much. I was texting with Maria last night trying to figure out, I forgot what we had to figure out, but there was some detail.
Small groups.
Oh, if we're going to do small groups, which we should be doing today. And I realized that my vulnerability at this part in the service, like where we are right now at 8:02 West Coast time, that my being vulnerable with how I run the service gives some permission to you who are here attending this service, the grace, maybe the grace isn't the right word, but my being vulnerable in not running a perfect service from a perfect script, I think opens it up for all of us to not be perfect during this service either.
You have more of a voice.
Yeah. And that my vulnerability, I should hope, helps you have a little bit of vulnerability as well. I had a quote that I was going to bring in.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, Emily. Anyone else who would like to do some kind of thumbs up or acknowledgement, or even if you disagree, that's fine too.
It's a good thing to see. I'm doing a favor to everybody. If I do stupid things, which I do quite frequently, or say dumb things, it gives you permission to think, that's good. I'm not as bad as Emily, so I'll say something.
But how about, Emily, we just have a pact to not try to be perfect?
Yes.
How about for you, everyone else who's not Emily? You strive to be perfect.
I'll go for that.
Yeah. It's what I call friendly art. If I see a picture and it's something that I say, well, I could do that too. I call that friendly art.
Yeah.
This is friendly art.
Well, so then let me welcome you to this friendly art studio where everyone is being encouraged to create. I made a note that I wanted to start this service today with some directions to how to have a good service experience. And you'll notice that the list is blank. Your job, give me a few tips. Some of you who have been here before, or even if you're pretty new, what's something that will help you to have a good Saturday service experience? Again, we're going for 4 out of 5 stars. That's my goal. The more of you who give me a 5 out of 5 star review, the more I need people to give me a 3 out of 5 star review to get to my optimal goal of 4 out of 5 stars.
How about lots of smiles?
Yeah.
Okay, but not too many because they start to freak me out if we're just all smiles and happy all the time.
Oh.
Open up your heart.
Open heart. I like that.
We are ever evolving.
But Gord, say it again.
I just building on what Rand said, an open mind as well.
Yeah. I'm going to make a really practical one. Don't mute yourself. Like, just participate. I want, which is not for everyone. Some people don't like to participate and they're watching on YouTube or watching on Facebook. Oh, if there's an echo on Facebook, an echo on Facebook, an echo on Facebook, I'd like to apologize. I'd like to apologize. I'd like to apologize. We're looking into that. What else would help to have a good Saturday service experience?
The ability for each person that has so much wisdom on this group, for those who will want to participate, to be able to share their wisdom with everybody else.
Thank you, Alice. To share, which also means being mindful. You know, have I spoken 5 times already in this service? And do I want to make some space for some other voices? What else might help?
We are ever evolving.
I say don't worry about whether you're Jewish or not. In other words, don't compare yourself with the rest of the group as well.
Don't bring your garbage.
We got a little extra noise happening somewhere. I can't tell where that's coming from. Go ahead, Michael.
We don't have to stand, sit, stand, sit, stand, and sit. We can just sit.
Okay.
But we can have humor.
Yeah. Sit, laugh. I'm going to go with something that we were just talking at the 7:30 hour, which was expect less, accept more. If you have really, really high expectations that this service is going to be the thing that turns your life around, I'm hopeful.
That's okay. That's okay.
But let's expect less. I think this is just good life advice. Expect less, accept more. Okay. Anything else practical? If you've been here a long time and you have a piece of little advice to give?
Stay focused on the meeting.
Stay focused on the meeting. Okay.
I've had days where I'm distracted by other stuff on where I sit, and I get a lot more when I stay focused.
Okay. And then I'm going to add on to that. Judge yourself harshly.
No.
Oh, that's right. That's right, Meg. You don't have to judge yourself harshly. Meg and a committee are going to judge you harshly for us.
Okay.
Thank you, Meg.
Wait, we have a committee for that?
We have a committee. Who would like to be on that? Who wants to be on the judgment committee?
I'm resigning.
Thank you, Meg. I saw a cartoon once and it said many people want to... Oh, now I can't remember how it went. Many people want to advise God. Oh, screw it. This is me modeling that. Let's not strive for perfect. Next thing up. Hey, usually at this time we talk to our pastoral intern, Lori. Hi, Lori. Lori, usually you tell us a few things that you've learned in the past week. And then folks who are not named Lori, if there's something that you learned that seems applicable to our service that we talked about last week, or it's a theme that we've been talking on for a while, and you want to share one thing that you've learned, you can do that after Lori. But first, Lori's 3 things that she learned in the past week. Go ahead.
Okay. Number 1, in an earlier conversation this week about feeling beloved, I noted that I believe love and acceptance go hand in hand, and I believe that you can't say you love someone without accepting them as they are, warts and all.
Amen. Can we get an amen?
Yeah.
Loving someone means loving them as they are, not loving them for the image, not forcing them into an image that we want them to be, but loving them actually for who they are, warts and all.
Even if you don't agree with everything that,
Thank you, Lori.
You don't agree without you can disagree respectfully, right? And
accepting someone doesn't mean that you like what they're doing. It just means you're accepting them. Good. Okay. Wonderful. What else did you learn in the last week, Lori?
Well, I felt so guilty not coming to the last service, and Rabbi Brian's response that he was proud of me for caring for myself was a pivotal life experience. I'm still trying to make sense of it, and I'm still trying to feel proud of myself.
So let me help out a little bit with context. Last week, Lori was overwhelmed and sent me a text and said, if it's all right with you, I'm going to bag out. She didn't use that word. I'm going to bag out of the service on Saturday. And I said, good for you for taking care of yourself. And Lori was like, what? No, wait, you're supposed to be disappointed in me. And you found out that's the point of this whole experiment that we're doing, is what if we could be loved even when we are disappointing people?
And it's a world where managing to show up even though it's difficult is valued, and it was enlightening to be praised for doing what I needed to do. So it was very it was a very eye-opening experience, because I've never had anyone be positive with me before when I couldn't show up for something.
Let me hold you there before you do thought number 3, Lori. Anyone else who's here who managed in the last week to sneak in some self-care and feel a little bit guilty about it?
No guilt.
Okay, we got some who did. If you didn't feel guilt, you don't need the following, but if you feel guilt for self-care, watch this. Absolve.
You're absolved by Rabbi.
I can't absolve you. All I can do is to tell you that maybe, possibly, you need not feel as guilty for taking care of yourself. And
forgive me.
Yeah, Emily, you and I have been texting on that thread of what is it like if you just keep saying, I forgive me?
I just forgive myself for just everything now.
Well, that's a coincidence, because we do too.
Thank you, Rob. We forgive you, Emily, just as we forgive that's starting to sound like we forgive those as those who've trespassed against us. Let's forgive ourselves. Love it. Lori, 3rd thing you learned in the past week.
Well, I'm getting ready to do a sermon tomorrow on beloved community, and I was struck by Martin Luther King's idea. He's the one who popularized beloved community, and I was struck by the not so much by the idea, but by what it means, that you should speak out when you see injustice, and by not speaking out, you're being complicit in the injustice. And sometimes I'm Unitarian, and sometimes Unitarian Universalist, and sometimes people because we're so social justice focused that some people leave services feeling like, oh, I didn't do enough, I'm not enough, I didn't march, I didn't demonstrate. And those things are important, but I think if you can't, you can only do what you can do. And if you can speak up to injustice, your voice might make a difference. And then that person will go out and speak up to justice, and they might make a difference, and it's a ripple effect that can change the world.
Thank you, Laura. I think also the injustice of, Emily, what you were talking about, of being cruel to ourselves is an injustice.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
always used to say to people that I counseled, what would you say to a friend who was
Right.
who was doing the similar thing? And they would always be loving and forgiving, but not to themselves. I think you need to treat yourself like a friend.
I love that. I love that. Thank you, Lori. Is there somebody else who's got a thing related to what we've been talking about in the last 231 services? Anyone else have a learning thing? I did hear from someone who's not here on screen that they did the annoyance bingo game, and they were about to have lunch with somebody, and they changed the rule a little bit, but I thought it was wonderful. Was they put that the person was going to say, "Oh my God." They put 3 boxes in a row with the "Oh my God" so that they were more likely to get a bingo. I had to allow it,
I love it.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
So, hello. Glad to see you all. One other thing I want to say, and then we'll get to the meat of today. No, I'm not going to go there. Let me go to the meat of today. We talked some last week about who has the right at 8:30 p.m. tonight. I'm not going to promise that I will do this, but I'm going to suggest that I might. At 8:30 tonight, my time zone, because I can't keep track of time zones for everybody, 5:30 for some of you, other 30s for others. But at 8:30 tonight, I send you a text message, and the text message says, "Was today a good enough day?" Who has the right to answer that on your behalf? 8:30 tonight, you get a text from me. It says, "Was today a good enough day?" And you say,
Yes.
Yeah.
right. Possibly you say yes. And Gord, who has the right to choose? Who has the right to say that? Who defines if it's a good enough day at 8:30 at night?
Yeah. We define our own days.
We define our own day, right? Everyone knows at 8:30 when you get the text message. Now, I don't have it. I did look into, but there's a subscription program, and it's. I didn't want to, but I like the idea. And if we all like the idea enough, I'll go ahead and do it. But right now, I just figured out how to do it without paying $60 a month for a messaging service. Hey, here's what I'd like you to do. Pull out your electronic device. You might be on it already. Set an alarm for 8:30 p.m. Ding, 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 ding. Leave me out of it altogether. Set an alarm at 8:30 p.m. that reminds you to ask yourself, was today a good enough day? And while you're doing that, I want you to set another alarm. Oh, this is such a, yay, good idea. At 8:30 a.m., which is just coming up for me in 11 minutes. Might have already passed and you'll have to wait till tomorrow, 8:30. 8:30 a.m., I want you to have a text message that says, is today good enough? Gord, follow-up question for you. You answered the last one so perfectly, I'm going to ask you again. Who has the right to decide at 8:30 in the morning if it's going to be a good enough day?
We all do.
Right? Any objections to that? We all understand that we are the ones who, and if it's a shitty day, it's fine. It can be. You don't have to answer that it's a good enough day. You can say, no, today's going to be a shit day. That's fine. But the point I want us to hold on to, and then we're going to switch the question about is who's in charge of whether or not you had a good enough day is the same person of who's in charge of if you're going to have or having a good enough day. Next question. Who has the right to tell you whether or not you feel beloved?
Nobody.
No, it's not nobody.
Yourself.
Well, yourself, yeah.
Yeah. There's a quote from Rumi.
Myself all the time.
I'm going to put a quote from Rumi here. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. And that's where I want us to start with today. If we are the ones who are in charge of whether or not we feel beloved, what are the things we're doing? And I want us to look really compassionately. That seems like a silly sentence. I mean, of course I want us to look compassionately. I want us to look compassionately at what are the things, and think for a moment, what are things that are keeping you, and these things are real. I don't want us to just make quick, easy, oh, we shouldn't feel that way. These things are real. It's scary to feel beloved, maybe. What are things that keep you? What are things that are built up barriers that keep you from love? Go ahead.
Guilt.
I think we're remarkable beings because we know that anyone we love is going to leave us. Either we're going to die or they're going to die. And we consent to being loved and loving, knowing that we're going to suffer enormous losses, but the love is worth more than the loss.
Better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all.
Best poem yet by Naomi Sahib Nye. People do not pass away. They die and then they stay.
Whoa. People do not pass away. They die and then they stay.
Yes. In a few years, I will be older than my husband because he stays and I keep getting older.
He's a constant. Thank you.
He is.
Deep. Go ahead, Lori, and then Ruth.
Go ahead, Ruth, because I forgot since I put my hand up what I was going to say. You go first and I'll think.
Lori, congratulations. You just passed this entire internship. You're doing exactly like me.
You make me feel better, Lori. Happens to me all the time. I think one of the barriers for me is I'm not good enough. Yeah. I don't deserve the love.
Not feel.
What would be good enough, I wonder?
Breathing.
Good enough is that I think it's almost that we have to be perfect.
No, good enough is being alive.
Good enough is good enough. Go ahead, Holly.
Right.
I think another barrier could be anger against ourselves, anger at other people, anger at situations.
Anger does get in the way of love. And may I add in judgment? Judgment keeps us from feeling loved. Somebody had their hand up, and I said,
I
Jack.
remember.
Okay, hold on, Lori.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jack.
Too many strangers in our heart.
Sometimes it takes me a moment to unpack what you're saying, Bob, Jack. Too many strangers in our heart, so that our heart is not open enough.
Right, and for me, that's where my God dwells. But He hides from me because.
Which side of that does your God dwell? In the part where you're not opened enough, or where you are opened enough?
Well, if there's too many strangers in my heart, then God hides from me. My God hides from me.
The more that you are in a loving, accepting, non-judgmental, less every place, the more God shows up.
Right. Get the anger, get the lust out, the greed.
Thank you, Lori, and then Ron.
I remembered. I think humility is an enemy in a way, because I was always taught to be very humble as a child, and that's also something that Christ shows in a lot of the scriptures. And so there's a fine line between feeling humble and feeling like taking in the love that people give you, because that makes you feel really good.
We were all somewhat taught to be undeserving.
Yeah.
Yes.
That you're deserving as so long as you're, and there's the word, this is a heavy word, but Elizabeth Kubler-Ross used the word prostitution for this. That a lot of the love that we got was prostituted. It was, if you sing the ABCs, you'll get love. If you clear the dishes, you'll get love. If you become a doctor, you'll get love. And that love became very conditional for so many of us. Go ahead, Ron.
Fear.
Fear keeps us from feeling beloved?
Oh, absolutely.
Say more.
What if it is fake? What if I don't deserve it? What if, there's a zillion things to be afraid of. And
what if they're going to take it back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, what if someone's going to take the love back?
Yes.
What a great, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to take in the love because of the pain of losing the love.
That's right.
Yikes.
There's also
There's
also the fear of not being able to meet the responsibility that you might see.
If I love you, you then feel like there's a responsibility upon you.
There's a responsibility for me to be able to blah, 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 whatever.
Right. And I think that's what Lori was getting at in her first thing, was that it was a bizarre thing to feel loved when it seemed to her she was disappointing.
Right. Or fear that who you love may not be approved by family and friends.
Yeah. I think there's
that they may not return that love.
They might not return. They might not reciprocate. Yeah. Go ahead, Emily.
The more this is what I found. The more I keep forgiving myself, the more I'm able to just let everybody off the hook and forgive everybody, other people.
Yeah. It involves being much more open. Dan, go ahead.
Also, when you have difficult relationships, like say with a family member, if you allow yourself to enter into that relationship further, the danger is being hurt further.
Right.
In that relationship. So that's sort of a thing that makes you want to not necessarily be loving.
Right. I don't want to be right. Another one is I don't want. This one's rough. But if I am loved now, it means that I have lovability. I could be loved, which then, this isn't pretty, but then I go back a few decades and I think, well, if I was lovable, because apparently I am lovable, boy, there's a whole shit ton of pain for all those times when those people made me not feel lovable. So as long as I don't feel lovable now, then it kind of protects me from all that pain of realizing I've always been lovable. Okay. Go ahead, Alice.
I've been on this road a long time, and I've really come to a real peace with all of that stuff. And so whatever we call this energy that some people call God, you might call it the Tao, you might call it, I don't care what you call it. There's one energy that we are, and we get that all confused with the physical and this brain that tells us all kinds of stories that aren't true. Once I fully understood that I am the exact same thing as this energy that we are, and that energy literally came from nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It was invisible. You couldn't find it. You still can't see it, but it's there and it's within us all the time. And once I fully pull that together, I'm the same thing as this energy that is everything. How can there be anything wrong with me? There simply is not. It's only the way I think about it.
Can we all take a moment to do like Alice is talking about, and just take a moment, and you don't have to do it for more than the next minute. Can you take in that you are fully beloved, that you are made of the same miracle magic of life?
Mm.
And just your being is your ticket in, that you exist. And you are beloved. Beloved. Go ahead, Rob.
At 7 years old, I realized that God and energy are the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Rob. That we are all part of this magical energy.
Yeah.
We're going to go into small groups and talk a little bit about, and you don't have to go into a small group. You can stay back. I stay back here, and I interact with the people on Facebook and their comments. But we're going to go into small groups. Maria, I'm stalling a little bit so that you can get it all arranged.
I'm
And
ready.
small groups of how many minutes, Maria?
8.
So we're going to do 7 plus the bonus 8th minute for getting back. And so that you know, Maria and I worked very diligently on this. We're putting in your group, and the groups are how many people?
3 to 4.
3 to 4 people. We have selected one person who is absolutely lovable in each group. Some groups have more than one.
Yeah.
And I'd love you to try the following. Just try the following. Because some of you have relationships with each other, and I know that some of you drive each other absolutely badass crazy. I want you to do this thing where when you get into the small room, you get into the group, and I want you to try to force yourself to think, oh, good, that person's here. And see if you can't game the system a little bit to be excited about whoever it is. And if we happen to have put that really annoying person in your group, that oh my goodness, I'm glad that they're there. We're just going to practice that, try that, and see how that goes. All right, Maria, open up the rooms and let's see how this goes. Again, if you don't want to go, you don't have to. If you are on a phone, you will be automatically transferred into a room. You don't get much choice. There they go. And I'm going to say hi to the people on Facebook. Oh, this is a quote from, I don't know how to change the size of this. Shirley, thank you for posting. It's not coming up right. It's
not
Shirley.
the one side.
Yeah.
Oh. It's too long on Facebook.
Can you not read it either?
Not on Facebook. Actually, even on here, it looks like part of it's cut off.
I'm going to read it aloud. I get the underlying thought that if some people in my life do not, oh yeah, it's not, I'm having the same problem. I can't read it.
You want me to just read it out from?
Could you? Thank you, Maria.
Yeah. I get an underlying
Maria, I see it at the top of the screen. Oh,
which?
That's not her. No, that's Rabbi. Okay.
Okay. Shirley said, I get an underlying thought that some people in my life do not like me. And what if that is true?
So we're assuming that that is keeping from feeling loved, is getting the sense that some people don't like me. That's fair. Yeah. It's hard. Yeah. It's hard to. There's a quote from Marcus Aurelius, which I don't think I'll be able to find right this moment, but he said, I always am confused. I always find it startling that while every person cares about their opinion more than the opinion anyone else has, we judge ourselves as though the other people care. We judge ourselves whether or not the other person cares for us, where really we couldn't care for ourselves. Somebody doesn't have to like me for me to still feel loved. But boy, is some one person saying they don't like me, that can knock me down for days.
I have trouble understanding that quote.
The Marcus Aurelius?
Yeah. Something about like the first part.
I'm trying to see if I did not clip that. I don't have it.
Okay. It was in a text you sent.
Yeah.
Here,
I have it.
See if I can.
You stall for another second and I got it.
All right. I'm stalling people in case you were wondering what I was doing. So.
No, I can't find it.
It's got to be in here.
Oh, well, this is some fascinating television. Marcus Aurelius' judgment of others and self.
Wow.
Did I send it to you?
You sent it to the group. I thought you sent it to the group.
Oh.
Wow. Did you like then delete it from the?
It doesn't sound like me. Here it is. We love ourselves more than other people's, but care more about their opinions than our own.
We love ourselves
more than other people. We love ourselves more than other people love us. We want the most for ourselves. But we care more about their opinions than our own. Here, I'll put it on the screen.
Yeah, see, I don't.
Well, let's take it one part at a time. We love ourselves more than we love others. True.
No.
We don't love ourselves more than we love others?
No, like lots of people have trouble loving themselves. So how this we all, I hate the word all,
Okay.
Love ourselves more than other people.
But the last line really is the clincher here, because it says that we have no control over the other person.
So it's only more about what's in their control. The only thing that's in my control is my opinion. I do not have control over your opinion.
Yes.
Love ourselves more than we love other people, but we care about their opinions. So bring this back to our question of feeling beloved. What is keeping me from feeling beloved is my opinion of what other people's opinions of me are.
Okay, that makes more sense.
What's keeping me from feeling beloved is my opinion of what you think of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But really, I should be able to say, it doesn't matter what Maria thinks of me.
Right.
So what's keeping me from feeling beloved is my opinion of your opinion, but that should not matter. But it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. We got some more word back from Shirley. Thank you, Shirley.
Rabbi?
Yeah, Ruth.
Why does it matter?
Say it again, Ruth.
Why is it so important that another person's opinion of me is more important to me?
Yeah. I don't know why this is. I think he's just pointing out, kind of like a stand-up comic who points out these are the things that we do, not necessarily telling us why. But isn't it interesting that we all care about the opinions other people have? Have you ever noticed? We care about the opinions other people have of us more than we care about our own.
And when I was growing it up, it was, what will the other people think?
Yeah, what will they think?
Well, whatever I was doing that was not within the purview of accepted behavior, what will other people think?
Yeah. What should a nice Jewish girl do? You had to live by.
Right. Exactly.
Close the rooms. They'll be coming back.
I see that.
I will be back in a minute. Don't do anything weird.
That seems really difficult.
Thanks for trusting us, Maria.
So, Ruth, you were told, I think it's the same idea, that you are lovable if you do the following things, if you act in a certain way.
Yeah.
But that's not
I
love.
wasn't so much taught that as it was what was expected of me, right? This is not proper.
And we're out.
Sorry, Ron, we got cut off.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we can talk. We can talk.
Cool.
That was lovely. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Rob. That was really deep, man.
Oh,
it was
good.
great.
I ended up in y'all's group somehow. I thought we were going back to the main room. Are we in the main room or not?
We are in the main room.
Main room.
Sorry.
If the rabbi's there, it's the main room.
We're in the main room again.
Thanks.
Welcome
My
back,
screen.
Maria. Welcome back, everyone. Glad you came back. I would love to hear what aha moments happened in your group. What did you have a light bulb moment, and is it something that you can share with those of us who weren't in your group?
We just shared what we could. It was lovely.
Good.
We had a wonderful time. I was with the three people actually that had never been to your
Saturday service. Good.
before, and I thought that this was like the parable of the group of monks who their head honcho went to the holy man up in the woods to find
Right.
that one of your people is the Messiah, and that was how they healed the community.
I think, Betsy, you're not wrong. And that's what we're doing here is it's kind of like going to a gym and working out with other people. We are doing spiritual exercises about feeling loved. And we're spotting each other and we're learning from each other and we're hopefully perfecting each other, helping some.
Definitely.
I'm going to do one more appeal to see if there's something you want to share out from your small groups.
Well, somebody in our small group said that they no longer feel they have the time to be angry.
Oh, I like that idea.
I thought that was a great idea.
Yeah.
And I think they're too shy to share that.
No, that's if it worked for you. Sometimes I make time to be angry. I think like I might not have enough time to be angry, but I seem to make enough time to be angry. Okay, very good. I got some announcements to make, folks.
Ron has his hand up.
Oh, go ahead, Ron, and then Ann. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't see that.
Oh, and just that sometimes we can be isolated and we have to make an effort to be part of the community. We have to make an effort to be with other people. Otherwise, we can just hunker down with the same, with our family and not grow.
The default setting is lethargy.
Yes.
Go ahead, Ann.
I think we need to ask a person whether they would like to be sung to or not. And that is Rita.
Oh, Rita, did you have a birthday?
Today.
Okay, so here's the tradition. If you're new here, what we like to do is we like to give the person whose birthday it is the choice on whether or not they want the horrible Zoom echo.
Mr. Echo.
Happy birthday.
I don't remember that tradition. I've been here over 2 years and I do not remember that.
That's all right. Would you like us to sing to you or not?
You're making up that tradition right now.
I'm a rabbi.
No. It's
No.
been a tradition.
Okay.
Even if he is, do you want to be sung to?
Sure.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
birthday to you.
Happy
birthday,
dear
Rita.
Happy
birthday
to you.
I should call it.
It doesn't really work on Zoom.
Awful. It's awful.
I think maybe next time we'll say no.
Well, happy birthday, Rita. We're glad that you're here and glad that you made it.
Rita. It was my birthday yesterday.
Oh, wow.
And
Rob. And I don't want a song.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you.
If you care about music, it's a dubious honor, but wonderful. I have some announcements to make. The first announcement, as always, is this one. You know what it says.
Rabbi, it's okay.
Okay, not to be okay.
Okay.
That's
Rob.
Thank you, Rob. Just when I thought it's not Monty Python enough in my service.
Well, that's my rendition of Happy Birthday.
That was beautiful, beautiful. I have a follow-up quote for you that goes like this. I am not okay today. So in the absence of okay, what else can I be? I can be gentle. I can be unashamed. I can turn my pain into connection. I can be a student of stillness. I can be awake to nature. I can sharpen my empathy against the stone of my discomfort. I am not okay today, but I am many worthy things.
Oh, that's nice.
Amen.
Folks, it is okay not to be okay. The follow-up to that, as we've been saying, is it's okay to be annoyed. And the bottom part, I think you all already know, it's just not okay to be a jerk.
That's true.
Other announcements.
Oh,
I show you this. These just came in.
Yay!
It's a bookmark that goes with the book that hasn't gotten to the print yet.
Ooh.
Everyone who bought a physical copy of a book will have a bookmark, and the bookmark is littered with little cheat sheets, like it's got the qualities of a spiritual religious life, classic notions of God, faith stages. I'm very excited about these. I'm so excited about the book, the layout. I'll give you a sneak peek because this is what it's laid out to look like. It's going to be so beautiful. So excited. Having a fight with the footnotes right now, but that's all right. I'll show you one more page, one more
well,
set.
just step on them.
Foot.
Oh.
Other announcement. Other announcement. There is a Religion Outside the Box contact list. Maria is going to post that to the chat right now. If you fill out that form, if you've already filled it out, we know it's you. You don't have to keep filling it out. If you already are on the contact list, we got you. I have some people who are very diligent and keep putting themselves on the contact list. No need. But if you would like to, the price of getting people's email addresses and text thread is that you have to share your own. So if you are willing to share, I'm willing to share. I forgot something. At 8:30, I didn't set my alarm because 8:30 is it a good enough day?
My alarm went off at 8:30.
Oh, great. Dolly, I have a question. Is it a good enough day?
Yes, because I set the intention at 8:30 that this is going to be a good enough day.
Right?
Oh, way to go.
And even if it's just a good enough day till 9:30. Right? That's an hour. Anyone else? Is this a good enough day? It feels a little hokey. I feel like I might fall into a charismatic
every
church.
moment.
Day? Go ahead, Ruth. You have your hand up.
I just want to tell everybody that I got your book online and I am really enjoying it. So I hear your voice, Rabbi, as I'm reading the book.
Well, thank you, Ruth. It took a lot of time to put myself on paper, and I really appreciate it. Anyone else want gratuitous compliments for me? I think that's going to be a new section that we're going to be doing for a longer period of time.
Glad to show up every week.
Oh, and then Dan just wrote, me too, really enjoying the online book. So the EPUB is out right now. I feel like a criminal, right? This is right in front of
Right across your eyes.
The EPUB is out. If you have it in you to wait for the print edition, the deluxe print gift edition, that's the one that I think is the best. That's got the stickers, and it has a sticker chart with different exercises to do. That one, unfortunately, is going to be the last one out. But I'm working on it. Hopefully. And this is about being loved and feeling loved. Is I keep posting to the Kickstarter group, I'm so sorry this thing is delayed and it's delayed again. But the chapter about patience is fantastic. But everyone keeps writing back. We don't care. We don't care that it's another week late. But it's in me. I'm holding on to that. Okay. Other announcements. Jordan, do you have an announcement possibly spontaneously, just like that?
Just spontaneously, yes. I'm going to put something in the chat, Brian and I have been phone banking. We call Democrats and help them make a vote plan. It's a really important election. I don't have to tell everybody. This is really fun, folks, because you're not trying to win anybody over. You're just giving people information about how to get their ballot in. So it makes you feel really good. It makes a difference.
So if they want
more,
two
there's the link.
2 hours from now, you can join
That's right.
Jordan and I and a whole bunch of people. And yes, you can do this from Canada. It's perfectly legal.
Yes.
And
as long
and
as we don't vote.
That's right. Yeah, you can't vote, but you can
don't
help
worry.
other
We'll
people
keep
vote.
you from voting. So if anybody would like to join us to phone bank, that's fantastic. And if you want to go even further and do some canvassing, I did some of that last week. And that it was a nice day. It was a really fun thing to do. So thank you, Jordan, for that opportunity.
Don't forget light and love.
I'm
Light
sorry.
and love. Your light
Oh
and
yeah,
love.
yeah.
Prayer
that's-
list. The prayer list.
Prayer list. I think that's what we're going to do right now. I apologize for sloughing it off till now. Maria, would you please?
These are the people to whom we are sending light and love. Linda B., Francis, Ken and Joe, Ann M., the Raphael family, Sander and Amethyst, Paul, Sheridan H., Ned, Helen, and Darcia in spirit, the Romaine Gardner family, Carolyn Hyatt, Lorena, Yuval and Rebecca, Bruna, Judy Love and family, Teddy, Irma P., Darlene and Becky, and Kyle and his parents, Rich and Meg, Shirley W., Marcella and her mother-in-law, Margie Milner, Jim and Joe, Cullen, Seth and family, Dr. Killam and Kia, Sally, Jim and their son, and Charlie Oken. If there is another person in our community to whom we can offer light and love, please put their name in the chat and I will add them to the list on Facebook. And for the people who aren't named, but who are in our thoughts, we send them light and love as well.
Thank you. And we're going to take a minute of time right now. Thank you all. That's going to conclude this part of our service. We are going to break into groups, but first let me put everyone on the screen where we can wave goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
We're going to stop the recording now.